Hello everyone and welcome back to Affinity for Commander, where it is a glorious day. And why is it a glorious day? Well, I'll tell you, because last week on April 22nd, several cards came off of the EDH ban list. Gifts Ungiven, Sway of the Stars, Braids Cabal Minion, Panoptic Mirror, and of course, the best till last, Coalition Victory. A card that I personally have been banging on about getting unbanned for several years now. And finally, here they are. Yes, you are, my sweet. You're finally free. And for today's video, I figured since every single person and their cat has already made a video about the unbans and announcement of it, I figured it'd be more pertinent to have a look at how those unbans are actually going to affect your games of EDH moving forward. As always, like in the cards you see here today, then please make all of your purchases through our fabulous affiliate links in the description box below. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but really helps the channel out quite a lot. Now let's get to it. Now, the first thing to point out is that all of these cards have been removed from the banned list to the unbanned list, but have immediately been put into the game changes list, essentially the list of cards that Wizards are keeping an eye on, the list of might be banned cards. So if one of these cards were to, say, warp the format, then they might find themselves back on the ban list in no short order. But let's continue as mean to go on, alphabetically. Braids Cabal Minion has been on a lot of people's wish list of being unbanned for quite some time. Now, they were initially put on the ban list for being absolutely oppressive. After all, there's nothing says fun like a turn 1 Lotus Petal into Dark Ritual into your commander, forcing every single person to sack their only land. Braids, however, would also just be a genuinely good card in something less, immensely toxic. Like Tergrid, for example. Or even other graveyard decks like Merin or Muldrotha that don't mind sacking things as those decks can get back. Overall, it's a solid card in the 99 and an absolutely horrific card as its own commander, but hopefully people will choose Friends over a turn 2 or 1 Braids. Maybe. The next card up is, of course, my bae, Coalition Victory. A card that, yes, it is 8 mana win the game, but it's also requiring you to have out a very specific creature or certain creatures and then a land base out. But yeah, it's 8 mana win the game. Okay. So yes, 5-color commanders like Joda, Tom Bombadil, or hell, the Ur-Dragon, I guess, have to have a I win the game now card. Or heck, cards like Garth One-Eye, Jared, or Marina Vendrell might actually get a decent win condition for a change. And people are whining about the immediateness of the win con. This can again be countered, kill their creature, Cyclonic Rift their board. Anything and everything can happen once this card's put on the stack to stop a 5-color commander deck winning outright. But God forbid EDH players play interaction. Gifts Ungiven now is probably going to be the one that will see the most play and also probably cause the biggest splash, especially in the cEDH arena, given its ability to easily set up win condition lines in Underworld Breach decks. Or heck, even just the amazingly strong card in any blue deck with reanimation. Like again, Muldrotha would love this, Teevil will love this. Or even just a great political card, someone's trying to win, so you cast Gifts and tell your opponents, look, give me the pile with the counterspell and we all live. But yes, you will also need to get me a heuristic study, please. Political, powerful, and instant speed with only the barest amount of colour requirements. Gifts is 100% the card from the list we'll be seeing the most of, especially since it's the one that's received the most printings. It's probably the only thing that's keeping it slightly down in price at the moment. Panoptic Mirror, on the other hand, being a colourless artifact, meaning it can go in every single deck, has had only the one printing, hence its rather large, significant price spike, not to mention the myriad of combos it can enable. The mirror paired with anything like Time Warp or the capture of Jing Zhao gives you infinite turns. This won't see play, I think, outside of your bracket 4 decks that are really going into winning by this combo. It certainly isn't as handy as, say, Isochron Scepter, simply for the 5 mana investment and the fact that it can only be done during your upkeep, whereas a Scepter can be done whenever you like and has the whole dramatic reversal combo to always rely upon. Now, yes, it's great being able to imprint something at instant speed, and yes, you get the copy for free. I'm just kind of hoping it's kept at the high end of the EDH brackets. The last thing I want to see is someone with a Breya deck playing Panoptic Mirror and putting a Fabricate under it, but then telling me their deck is still bracket 3. And the last card to get unbanned was Sway of Stars, a massively costed blue card that essentially resets the game, save for things that are in exile, and then resets everyone's life total to 7, keeping command attacks the same way it was, along with any poison counters or emblems or experience counters. And my exact first question is, why? Two things that go through my head immediately. If you're playing this card just as it is, so there's, board state, someone's got loads of tokens, there's no draws on the field, and you're fairly confident the Deadpool player has the Master in hand, so you just rip straight and cast Sway of Stars. Firstly, please reconsider. This is the ultimate card to make a game take way longer than it should. And even if your deck curves out at 3 mana, so you're going to rebuild quicker than anyone, don't be that guy that makes a game go to time just because. The second thing I thought was, okay, this gets cast and then you, in response, cast your Teferi's Protection. That way you get to keep your board and no one else does. Which, why not just play Cyclonic Rift, if that's your idea? Yeah, PL might have higher life totals, but Rift doesn't cost you half a mortgage's worth of mana. I'm just really concerned there'll be far too many people who will play this card for the simple reason of, oh, it's just a bit of fun! Or, isn't it just so random? No, it isn't. Pack it in, we want the game to end. And that is my concern. Now sure, if it's being used to win against a life gain deck, then sure. But I'm just deeply concerned it won't be. But we'll have to wait and see where it lands. Just hopefully not in my playgroup. Now there was another set of changes, whereby 2 cards were taken off of the game changes list, either not being looked at for any potential bans or kept in specific brackets anymore, and we had a load of cards being added to the game changes list, which we will now go through. So firstly, Trinisphere and Trouble in Pairs are off of the list, which, is fine. Trinisphere, I think I've seen once in my decade of play, and it's just a rules nightmare, but otherwise it's a fine stacks piece. And Trouble in Pairs, white's allowed to have nice things, it's fine. But the more interesting thing was not what was taken off, but what was added. Teferi's Protection, Humility, Narset Parter Veils, Intuition, Consecrated Sphinx, Necropotence, Orcish Bowmasters, Notion Thief, Deflecting Swat, Gamble, Worldly Tutor, Crop Rotation, Seedborn Muse, Natural Order, Food Chain, Aura Shards, Field of the Dead, and Mishra's Workshop. All of them are now on the game changes list. Thus, if you're playing a certain bracket of deck, you're locked into having either none of these cards, or only certain numbers of these cards, to make sure your deck is abiding by that bracketed system if, you're into that sort of thing. Now, I'm not going to be going through every single one of them and why they're on here, because A, most of them are obvious, and B, it will take an incredibly long time, and I don't really disagree with any of them, apart from maybe Crop Rotation's a bit of a weird one, but I have actually seen Crop Rotation win a game, so, there is that. Gamble, Intuition, and Worldly Tutor are just tutors, and Vampiric is already on the list, so this makes sense. The rest are either win cons like Food Chain, or just annoying like Bowmasters, Notion Thief, or Teferi's Protection. The only one I've seen people confused about is Aura Shards, and oh boy, you can really tell when people haven't played a game on Enchantress against a green-white token deck, can't you? Aura Shards completely shuts down any artifact or enchantment deck. It's a good card. It's not OP, but it's definitely a game changer. And of course, Seedborn Muse is completely and utterly fine. I don't know why this is actually on here. She did nothing wrong, and you leave my waifu alone, wizards. And yes, my cEDH deck is Kinnan. How did you know? And that will be the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. What do you think of the unbanned cards? Which are you most excited to start playing again? Whatever your thoughts, leave them in the comments below. As always, all Affinity for Commander content is made possible thanks to the support of our amazing patrons. You guys are truly awesome. You can also support the channel in a few of the quick and easy ways, liking this video, subscribing, commenting below, and hitting that bell icon. But as always, guys, I have been Alex, and I will see you next time.